Hey, what is going on, everybody? Today I'm going to be ranking every new Fortnitemares skin added in the most recent Fortnite update. Now, I'm not gonna lie, guys, this Fortnitemares update might be the greatest Fortnitemares we've ever seen in Fortnite. Like, Fortnite really decided to lock in for this one, and I am all for it. We have so many new Halloween skins added into this new update, and I'm going to be ranking every new skin. Yes, over 30 skins. Now, if you guys happen to enjoy this video, make sure to drop a like on the video, and if you'd like to support the channel any further, make sure to use my supporter creator code MJB7 in the Fortnite item shop. And also, guys, I do apologize for my lack of uploads recently, but I am back and I'm going to be uploading much more consistently. And also, guys, this ranking will be based on my own personal opinion, so definitely don't take this ranking too seriously. So without further ado, let's get straight into this ranking. Alrighty, guys, so I will be using a tier list for this ranking just to make everything a little bit easier. So getting into the first skin here, which is the Final Peel. Now, of course, we have yet another Peely skin added into Fortnite here, and I will say this is one of the better Peely skins we've gotten in quite some time. Taking a look at the design of this skin, you essentially have this skeleton version of Peely with a pretty cool green glow to him, and overall, I think this is actually a pretty great Halloween version of Peely. Yes, there's nothing too crazy going on with this skin, but overall, I still think Fortnite did a great job with him, so I will be putting the Final Peel in the B tier. But moving on to the next skin here, which is Art the Clown. Now, I will admit I'm not really too familiar with the Terrifier franchise. However, from what I can see with this skin, Art the Clown does look pretty accurate to the character from the movie. And just looking at his design in general, Art the Clown has this nice creepy clown design that honestly fits perfectly for Fortnitemares. And from what I can tell, this is a pretty awesome skin right here. Yes, I do wish this skin had some additional styles here, but still, this is overall a great skin all around. So I'm definitely going to be putting Art the Clown in the A tier. But up next is the Spice skin. Now, Spice is a skin that I do have mixed opinions on. So essentially, she is this mix of a pumpkin head, a skeleton, and a cat. And I'm not completely sure if this mixture is completely coherent here, and it doesn't necessarily look bad. Like, yes, the skin does have a clean design, but honestly, there's just nothing that really stands out for me with this skin. And plus, there's just so many better Fortnitemares skins out there that I really wouldn't see myself using this one quite often. So yeah, I'm just gonna throw Spice in the C tier here. But up next, we do have the Scooby-Doo collab skins here. So I'll just go over all 5 of the new Scooby-Doo skins here. So of course, we have Scooby-Doo himself. And honestly, at first, I really didn't think a Scooby-Doo skin would ever work in Fortnite, but somehow Fortnite pulled it off. And having Scooby-Doo in this skeleton onesie is just such a nice addition to the skin. I think Scooby-Doo is easily the best one out of this Scooby-Doo collab, and definitely one of my favorite Fortnitemares skins here in general. Of course, taking a look at the rest of the mystery gang, Shaggy, of course, looks really good. Velma and Daphne also look very accurate to their characters. The only character I have somewhat of a problem with is Fred, just because I think they could have done a little bit better with his face model, but still, it's good enough to get this skin by. And overall, I think Fortnite did a really great job with the Scooby-Doo collab, and I also really like how each skin from this collab has a toon style. It's a really nice addition to these Scooby-Doo skins, so I will be putting Scooby-Doo himself in the S tier, and the rest of the mystery gang will be going in the A tier. But getting into the next skin here, which is Red Ruin Joni. Now, taking a look at the design of this skin here, I think Fortnite did a solid job on her design. I really like the red and black color schemes with this skin, and having the wings on her head also look pretty cool, as well as having the option to take them off. And I think she overall gives Halloween vibes pretty well. Now, that being said, I still think there should have been some sort of extra style with this skin, maybe a different color variant or something like that, as I really feel like this skin is missing that wow factor. But overall, this is still a pretty good skin, which is why I will be putting her in the B tier. But getting into the next skin here, which is Halsey Midnight, and Fortnite decided to add yet another witch skin into the game. Her color schemes definitely go together, and I think she overall has a solid witch design. I don't really have too much to complain about. However, I do wish she did have some additional styles, and I'll also say that we've actually gotten better witch skins in the past, also known as Lexa Hexbringer from last season, but still, this is another good witch skin added into the game, so I will still put this skin in the B tier. So I might as well finish up the rest of the high stakes nightmares set, with the final skin of that set being Lyan West. And honestly, I think Fortnite made quite the cool werewolf design here. I mean, this skin is intense. intimidating. It is ferocious. This dude looks like he could take out an entire Fortnite lobby. Like, he looks very cool right here. I love that they chose this red color for his fur, definitely making him different from Dire. And the only complaint I kind of have with this skin is his scaling. I think he may actually be too buff to be a Fortnite skin. If you've been watching the channel for a while, you know I typically don't like these bulkier skins, but overall I really do like this skin, so I think he just makes it into the A tier for me. But getting into the next skin, which is Jason. Yes, the Friday the 13th collab, and of course this skin looks amazing. His mask and outfit both look very cool, and honestly I really couldn't imagine Fortnite messing this skin up. It's pretty much a perfect representation of the character. Very cool skin right here. He is of course going in the S tier. The Grabber is up next on this tier list, and he is from the Black Phone movie. Now taking a look at the design of this skin, he definitely looks accurate to his character from that movie. The mask of course looks very cool and works well in Fortnite, and I definitely like how they designed his outfit. And you can also customize his mask with this skin, which I think is a really cool feature, and I'm glad Fortnite took that extra effort to give him that customization. Although I do think an extra style or two would have been nice with this skin. Maybe a style with his hat on, that would have been pretty cool. But still, I think this skin overall does translate pretty well into Fortnite, so I will be putting the Grabber in the A tier. But getting into the next skin here, which is Mothman. Now Mothman is another skin I'm kind of in the middle with here, because on one hand I really like this shading effect going on with the entire skin. I think it's super unique and just looks really cool on Mothman. But on the other hand, I'm just not completely sold on this entire moth design here. First off, the skin is extremely bulky, and definitely too bulky to the point where it's kind of making me not like the skin as much. And honestly, I kind of wish his design was a bit more like the Mothmando skin. I think making a remix of the Mothmando skin to fit the Mothman vibe would have been a really creative idea by Fortnite, but instead they made this really bulky moth that in my opinion I'm just not too big of a fan of. I can completely understand why someone would like this skin, but for me he's definitely a C tier skin. But getting into the next skin here, which is Lady Marigold. And pretty much with Lady Marigold here, it is essentially just a reskin of the original Marigold skin, just to make her look like a vampire and fit the Fortnitemares theme. Now on one hand, I do like this concept, and I definitely don't think this is a bad skin. I think the reskin does look very good, although I do wish her vampire fangs were showing a bit more. But at the end of the day with this skin, it's just a reskin of the original Marigold skin. Besides some different color schemes, there's nothing different about this skin. Yes, the reactivity is still cool, but the original Marigold skin also had the golden reactivity, and honestly, I'm just not really that impressed with this skin. I know there's definitely some fans of this skin out there, but in all honesty, I've got to go ahead and put her in the C tier. I'm just not really impressed by this skin. But up next is Pig the Butcher. Now, I believe this Fortnite skin is actually obtainable for free, so shout out to Fortnite for that. And taking a look at the design of this skin, it is absolutely fire in my opinion. The pig mask just looks amazing on this skin, and honestly it's just hilarious and just super fun to use during Fortnitemares. And I'm not completely sure if he's related to Professor Pig from DC. I don't think he is, but he's at least inspired from that. But yeah, honestly this is a really great original Fortnite skin. I'm definitely putting him in the A tier. But getting into the next skin here, which is Doja Cat. Now I'll just go over both of the Doja Cat skins here. So of course we have the regular Doja Cat skin and the Mother of Thorns Doja Cat skin. And I don't really know why these skins are split up. I hate when Fortnite does this. But regardless, I do have some mixed opinions about both of these skins. I'm not really a big fan of the regular Doja Cat skin. I don't know, in my opinion the design's overall basic, and unless you're a mega fan of Doja Cat, I wouldn't really see anyone wanting to use this skin. But on the other hand, I really like the Mother of Thorns Doja Cat skin. The fact Fortnite really made this skin fit the themes of Fortnitemares is honestly just such a W move. I really like this skin. I definitely think this is the better one out of the two, so I will be putting the Mother of Thorns Doja Cat in the B tier and the normal Doja Cat skin in the C tier. But getting into the next skin here, which is Queen Persephone. And I mean, yeah, this is an okay skin, but nothing really too special with her. I definitely think she should have had an additional style or something extra with this skin. And overall, I do find her to be a forgettable skin. Nothing really crazy going on with her, so I'll go ahead and put her in the C tier. But getting into the next skin here, which is the Dark Maw. And yeah, I feel like Fortnite really cooked with this skin here. With this skin, you essentially have this Black Knight design, but the difference between this skin and the Black Knight is that there's a huge face in the center of this skin. Like, it looks so cool. You have these two glowing eyes in the center with these huge teeth and tongue sticking out. On first glance, I actually didn't even notice there was a face, and I really like how it kind of blends in like that. And yeah, this is one of the most creative skins we have gotten from Fortnite in a minute. 10 out of 10 creativity right here. So I'm going to be very generous and put him in the S tier. But up next, I'll be going over the K-pop Demon Hunters collab skins. So recently, I actually decided to check out this movie with my friend, and to my surprise, it was actually a pretty good movie. Yes, I was very surprised. So now that this collab is in Fortnite, I'm actually somewhat disappointed with it. Taking a look at these 3 skins here, all 3 skins are good representations of their character. However, there's just so many extra styles they could have had with these skins. If you watch the movie, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. They definitely could have added some extra styles, such as the leather outfits, or even the golden outfits. There's a lot of different ones they could have added for this collab, but instead, there's not a single extra style with these skins. And as someone who actually enjoyed this movie, I am slightly disappointed by this, but regardless, for what they are good skins, good representations of their characters, but I just feel like Fortnite could have done so much more with these skins. So for those complaints alone, I'll just throw them in the B tier. But up next is Anima, and I mean, yeah, this is a solid skin, nothing too crazy going on with her. I do like the color schemes of this skin, but to be honest, there's a bunch of other Fortnitemares skins I would rather use over this one. She's not a bad skin, just a bit forgettable. I'll go ahead and put her in the C tier. Wednesday's the next skin on this list, and shout out to Fortnite for keeping this collab secret. No one knew this was coming, and it was a nice surprise to see when we got the Fortnitemares update. And yeah, it's a great representation of Wednesday Addams, and I love that they made Thing reactive. I think that's a really creative feature to have Thing on Wednesday here as a Fortnite skin. Yeah, I don't really have any complaints with this skin. Maybe they could have added a couple styles here, but overall, I think Fortnite did a great job here. I'll go ahead and put her in the A tier. Up next is Semibot, which is also the Repo collab for this season, either Repo or REPO. But this skin makes me want to check out the game. It actually does look pretty fun. This is one of the weirdest skins we have in Fortnite, and I am all for it. I don't even exactly know what this skin is. Some sort of robot? I don't know, but I love the color customization with this skin. And yeah, this skin surprisingly translates decently well into Fortnite. It looks very good. I'm getting good vibes with him. I'm gonna throw him in the S tier. Up next, I will go over Lupa and Meg. So both of these skins, I'll be completely honest here, I'm not a fan of these skins. There's clearly a target audience for both of these skins, and for me personally, I am not that target audience. I'm not really a big fan of their designs. I get what Fortnite was going for here, but for me personally, I'm just not a fan of these skins. Both of them will be going in the D tier. But moving on to the next skin here, which is Huggy Wuggy. Yes, the Poppy Playtime collab skin, and this might be one of the creepiest skins we currently have in Fortnite. I mean, just look at that face, bro. But in all seriousness, I think this skin translates really well into Fortnite. In fact, it translates much better than I thought it was going to. Yeah, the skin's creepy, but he's also perfect for Fortnitemares, and I really don't have any complaints with this skin. I'm gonna throw Huggy Wuggy in the S tier. But moving on to what should be the final skin of this ranking, which is Ghostface. And what can I really say that others have not already said about this skin? It's Ghostface, a super iconic horror character from the Scream franchise. Taking a look at this skin, Ghostface translates perfectly into Fortnite. I know this wasn't the hardest design to get down, but man, it just hits so hard as a Fortnite skin. He has the classic Ghostface design. The mask, of course, looks awesome, and he's a perfect skin for Fortnitemares. Yes, I'm putting him in the S tier. And I guess we have a bonus skin being Sedona. She was not meant to be in this video, but she's in this tier list somehow, so I might as well rank her. I'm just gonna go ahead and throw her in the C tier. But anyways, guys, that is going to do it for this ranking, so thank you all so much for watching. If you did make it to the end of this video, comment down below Halloween, and if you did enjoy it, make sure to drop a like on the video and consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already for more videos like this. But thank you all so much for watching this video, and I promise there will be more consistent uploads on this channel. But I will see you all in the next one. Later.